This story cracks me the fuck up. What is up, guys? What is going on? NASCAR Triple Two coming at you with another video. And let me start this out by saying I was not planning on making a video today. I was planning on doing like a live stream broadcast, probably Thursday or Friday. I got a lot of shit to do today. But I saw this video. I saw this news article break. And I just fucking lost my shit. As you guys know, I can't stand little bitch face Gray Gaulding. I cannot stand him. He's a piece of shit. He's a horrible race car driver. Shouldn't be in the NASCAR Cup Series. And he's a fucking joke to the sport. This sport that I have watched my whole life. This sport that I have devoted my life to. It is a joke to all the fans of NASCAR. But I was a little confused a few weeks ago, as many of you were as well, as to why the hell did Gray Gaulding just all of a sudden stop driving for BK Racing? Like, it came out around Daytona that Gray Gaulding would be a full-time driver for BK Racing. And I lost my shit. A lot of you guys lost your shit. And I was at Pocono couple days ago, and Gray Gaulding was announced, and he's driving for Premium Motorsports now. So the big question on my mind for a number of weeks was, why the fuck is Gray Gaulding all of a sudden not driving for BK Racing? Why is he driving for Premium Motorsports, which Premium Motorsports is also a fucking joke? And the news article came out on jski.com today that Gray Gaulding has not supported his end of the BK Racing contract, and now he might be getting sued. Sue his ass. As much as I can't stand BK Racing because they hire these fucking bozo drivers, sue fucking Gray Gaulding. Sue his fucking little piece of shit trash ass. I hope BK Racing sues Gray Gaulding. And for those of you who haven't seen the news article that's on jski.com, check it out. It's on the front page about Gray Gaulding not holding his part of the contract agreement that he had with BK Racing. And a lot of people said, how the fuck did Gray Gaulding go from the K&N series to the Cup Series? No experience whatsoever. How do you go from the fucking K&N series? I don't care how good you were in the K&N series. How the fuck does anyone go from the K&N series to the Cup Series? And we now know how. BK Racing made a contract agreement. And I would assume what they're doing with Corey LaJoie is a little bit of the same. BK Racing said, if you have a rich mommy, or if you have a rich daddy, we will give you sponsors and we will give you a ride. As horrible as that ride is, if your rich mommy wants to pay for it, we'll give you some sponsors like Dr. Pepper. We'll give you some sponsors, again, like Dr. Pepper. And we will give you a Cup Series ride. So, and I'm going to pull up this article from jski.com. Ignore the typing if you hear it. I'm going on jski.com because I just want to get the rough figures here. I just want to get the rough numbers as to what we're talking about here. Currently on jski.com, it's literally the second thing underneath the Watkins Glen preview. And they had a $2 million agreement. This was Gray Gaulding Enterprises here. Gray Gaulding Enterprises. This is Gray Gaulding's mommy and daddy. We're literally paying BK Racing $2 million for Gray Gaulding to be in that Cup ride. So basically what happened was Gray Gaulding said, Mommy, Daddy, please can I have a ride in the Cup Series? And his mommy said, okay, we're rich. You're a spoiled piece of fucking shit, brat. Here's $2 million. Go drive for BK Racing. So if Gray Gaulding was willing to pay $2 million, he was going to have a full-time Cup Series ride for BK Racing. And initially, that was what the contract was. If you pay us $2 million, we will give you a full Series Cup Series ride. And now, for whatever the reason may be, maybe Daddy lost his bonus at work, or maybe Mommy wasn't as rich as she thought she was. All of a sudden, Gray Gaulding's Mommy and Daddy aren't making payments to BK Racing. And now all of a sudden, he's cut. And BK Racing might be suing little brat, spoiled fucking brat Gray Gaulding. I don't care how spoiled any of these drivers are. I don't care how spoiled anybody is. I'm a piece of shit myself. I mean, I grew up in the fucking slums. I'm living in a fucking shack right now. So I don't care how spoiled you are. Me, on the other hand, I'm working for every fucking dollar I got. Okay? But Gray Gaulding's a spoiled brat. There's spoiled brats everywhere you go. But now all of a sudden, little spoiled brat Gray Gaulding, Mommy don't want to pay the rest of the money because Gray Gaulding fucking sucks. So he's not making as part of the agreement. And here were the rough figures. So they were supposed to pay GGR Enterprises, which is Gray Gaulding's camp or Gray Gaulding's team or whatever. It's essentially just his mother's wallet. Gray Gaulding Enterprises, a.k.a. my daddy's bank account, a.k.a. my mommy's bank account, a.k.a. thank you for buying me a cup ride for Christmas, Mommy. And Ron Devine, which is the piece of shit owner for BK Racing, came out and basically came out with the raw numbers. Before I get into these rough numbers, I just want to say I'm a country boy. I don't have a big bank account. I'm a fucking country boy. As country as it gets. I work on the farm. I do shit that I gotta do. I work for every fucking penny I get. So the fact that Gray Gaulding's mommy is willing to put out this type of money fucking pisses me off. But let's get into these raw numbers here. Let's get into these raw, pure fucking numbers. It all came bad. It all started going downhill for Gray Gaulding in March, when his mommy was supposed to pay $200,000 to BK Racing, but it wasn't on time. She paid it, but she paid it 7 days late. And then in April, which is the following month, they paid it, but it was now 11 days late. So March, they were supposed to pay $200,000 to BK Racing. This is Gray Gaulding and Gray Gaulding's family. They were supposed to pay BK Racing $200,000 so that he would be a full-time driver in March. They paid it, but it was 7 days late. Then, for him to be a full-time driver in April, they were supposed to pay $200,000 again. It was paid, but it was now 11 days late. And now in May, they came up $40,000 short, and Gray Gaulding's mommy was only able to give BK Racing $160,000. So not only were they late in April and March, they're now $40,000 short in May. Who knows what's going on? Maybe Gray Gaulding's mommy got ugly and fat all of a sudden, and now all of a sudden she's not making as much money as she was making at the strip club. Who knows? But they came up $40,000 short. So now Ron Devine is like, you know what? Not only is Gray Gaulding a horrible fucking driver, but if he's not going to pay me the money, I'm getting the fuck out of this car. That's why in recent months, we've seen Ryan Sieg in that car. We've seen other drivers in that car because Gray Gaulding's mommy ain't paying the money. You're 7 days late in March. You're 11 days late in April. And now, in May, you're only paying $160,000. And Gray Gaulding had a fucking... And this is what really makes me sick about this whole deal. Because it says in this article that they were making it clear that this was a contract not based on performance. This was a contract 100% based on Gray Gaulding making payments to BK Racing. Literally. Ron Devine, the owner of BK Racing, came out and said, I don't care how fucking bad Gray Gaulding is. As long as he's paying me money, he can have that ride. He can go out and he can crash every fucking lap. He can wreck every fucking race. I don't give two shits. As long as he's paying me my money. And that's what makes me the most sick about this situation. The fact that the owner of a team is willing to come out and say, we only dropped him and cut him because he didn't pay us money. We didn't cut him for X, Y, and Z reasons. We only cut him because he didn't pay us money. And Gray Gaulding is getting his fucking wake-up call. I hope Ron Devine sues Gray Gaulding's ass and says, you paid late in March, you paid late in April, and you still owe us $40,000 for May. $40,000. Gray Gaulding's mommy has already put out $560,000 for Gray Gaulding. $560,000. That's a number that probably all of us watching this video right now will never see at one time in our bank account. I don't care who the fuck you are. And Gray Gaulding's mommy just pays it. And that's what makes me sick about this whole thing. So if Ron Devine, as shitty as he is, the owner of BK Racing, is watching this video, sue his fucking ass to pieces. Send Gray Gaulding packing. Make him get a real fucking job, like we all gotta do. Send his ass to fucking Walmart to be a fucking cashier or something. Because me, who's working multiple jobs and going to school and enlisting in the army, doesn't have the fucking privileges that Gray Gaulding has. I'm going to make it all the way from the K&N series. I'm going to jump the truck series. I'm going to jump the Xfinity series. I'm going to go right to the fucking Cup series because my mommy's going to pay $2 million. But now I found out that I really suck at being a driver, so I'm going to tell my mommy to stop paying BK Racing. What a fucking douchebag. I'm a fucking country boy working on the farms, working to just working my hands till my hands won't move anymore. And there you are with your rich fucking mommy, you piece of trash shit, and I hope you get fucking sued by BK Racing.